And looks like my thing's loading now. Yep, now it's up. Okay.
Sweet. And we are live. Yay.
You see it now?
Not yet. Saying loading video. Welcome. The
Yeah.
stream will start in a few minutes.
Yep. Uh,
That's what it says. Here, let me turn off the volume on that one. Now I have a question.
hmm
Well, when the stream starts, will it show you how many people are watching and stuff like that, or is that only on? Because I know on Mitchell's, like whenever I'm on like Mitchell's, it says like so many people are watching, and oh, here we go. We have 2 people watching
Yeah.
now. That's I guess me and you.
I don't know if I count.
Oh,
I'm not sure. I count.
well, apparently I count. So.
Yeah, you definitely count.
Well, I'm not following you too, so if I follow you, does that count then?
I mean, you be a follower, yeah. That's a good way to test out if the stream's even working with the follows. I don't have it on this one.
I just started following you, so I'm totally just one of the people watching this.
Okay. Um, what was it? Okay. Uh, how was that? Okay. Um, what else we got? Okay.
Yay, 3 people.
Hmm. Say hello, talk.
Hello. I thought we weren't live yet. That's why.
We are live,
Just
but you can
oh we are.
talk.
Oh
You can say
okay. Well,
hello and how are you
hello.
doing?
So, and the one person that is actually, or the two people that are actually watching us besides me, did you guys see NXT Takeover tonight? Let's get your thoughts and write them down in the chat before we start the show. We can go over them later in the show, maybe.
Okay. Um.
Boom. Whew. Holy moly.
Okay.
How are your questions coming along?
Almost done. Let's go to the last one.
Nice.
Zane and it's very, it's simple questions, but I feel like
Hmm.
they'll be stressed enough. Um.
Should we be totally playing some like elevator music while people wait for us to start the stream? You know, like Kenny G, like do 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 do
I
do
could play
do
music.
do. Some
Today.
very soothing music. I think that's what really, goes for like, really relaxing, serenity, peace, and trance inducing. It's like, desert stuff. Oh, so I'm starting a blog for Food That Kills.
Oh yeah.
So I'm starting three blogs in my life. One's a personal one, one's a food that kills one, and one's a wrestling one. So I started the food that kills one last night, and I told Matt this. I was gonna tell you and Mitch this too Sunday, but I would love to have your guys like thoughts and recollections and all that stuff about each episode that we've done together in Food That Kills, and add that to each like blog post that I do.
Okay.
So I'm doing one right now for the All American Burger. So whenever you get a chance, you want to write down your thought, like just send me over like your thoughts and like what you thought of the episode, what you thought of the burger, just in a general overview, or like if you have a story, you want to tell your side of the story and stuff like that. Um,
You should just do a
Whenever you get a
questionnaire
chance.
and just
What?
like you should just like send us questions, just have us answer it, so you know like so you get what you want.
Well, no, it's really about like what you guys, how you guys saw it, like because I just rambled kind of too when I wrote it. Like I was like talking about like us going to ShopRite, us making the thing, us eating the thing, really like, and just like talking about. I just rambled really like about like the things that happen. Like I was like saying like a funny story where it's like we go into ShopRite with GL2 and no one would ask us a question like what are you guys filming or anything like that. But then when we have a DSLR or a smaller camera like that, and people are like, "What are you guys filming?" We got like that. We got. I was like, we got double the questions.
Let me tweet this real quick before we start.
Hmm.
Um. Oh, I went through. Oh, I went to that one. Okay,
Hmm.
you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm switching over now. NXT.
Alrighty, let's
Raw.
go.
Okay, welcome to our first podcast. Um, Still don't have a name yet for it. We're kind of in between a few names. I like to say that my favorite one right now is Tag Me In Podcast, and we'll see how that goes. Johnny, what's your podcast?
Uh, my idea or name is Smark S SMARK ASS.
um, so comment below, or give us a shout out. Let us know which name you like best. Tag me in podcast or Smart Ass. You said
Smark S.
Smart Ass.
Smark S. Like,
It's already
smart.
difficult.
It's not that difficult.
um, our first well, I guess our first official podcast is the NXT Takeover Rival review. And today I will be hosting it. The way we're going to do is we're going to take turns hosting our podcast between me and Johnny. And I hope you enjoy this episode. Looking forward to hearing you guys' comments. I would like to I would like to start the conversation of NXT in general. Of This is the official first year of them doing it live. If you didn't know that, because the
I
last
did not know
February
that.
was their first one, was this NXT Arrival.
Hmm.
So that's why it's called an NXT Rival.
Hmm.
um, and I like to think they went a pretty good year. It went pretty quick and very what was the word I'm gonna say? It was very I can't think of the right word to use. Um, it's gonna come to me too.
I know what you're trying to say, and I feel the same way because I didn't realize it was been a year since, or almost a year technically, because I believe the first one last year was on the 27th of February.
I mean, actually,
Their rival.
it was successful year, I guess you want to say.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't think of a different word, but successful is what I'm gonna go with. The
Oh, and John, sorry to cut you off. It's almost a year. It was actually February 27th, 2013. 14 was the first live professional wrestling event streamed via online
right,
WWE Network NXT Arrival.
is
So
that
it's
yeah,
almost a year to the date,
and
about 16 days early.
for someone who was so successful, I think they only done maybe four live events,
Hmm.
and uh, they put the main roster to shame at times. The previous one was in December, just before the TLC match. It was the same week, I believe, and a lot of people were questioning what the main roster might do, and I kind of liked it. I liked that they put them on their toes, and it shows that NXT is here to put some do some
Hmm.
damage. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
and I just think my thoughts is that NXT is here to stay, and it's gonna only improve. And uh, whatever they're doing with NXT, they need to keep it this way. Do not change it. They got
Well,
strong
there is.
fans.
They only have Triple H and that one guy as the writer because people were sending fruit baskets, or actually someone on Reddit sent Triple H a fruit basket after NXT, the last NXT event, if I remember correctly, and Triple H wasn't in the office when he received said fruit basket.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the that's funny. I think I read about that. Yeah, they sent it to Stanford in Connecticut. The
Yeah.
And that's good that people will really enjoy it and they really get behind NXT, and you can see that from the fans on when you watch it live, and even the
Hmm.
recorded shows as well. You can see the reaction, how much people like it, and uh, this is another event that was really good. And let's start with NXT rival. I mean, unless you have something else to say.
I mean, I think it was a great event. What was I was actually reading an article today. I posted in the chat if anyone wants to read it. It's called "Tracing the Rise and Evolution of NXT to Cult Phenomenon," which was on Bleacher Report. It's a great article, and when you get a chance, John, you should read it too. You really like it.
Okay, yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I see it's in the chat. What we're talking about is though I kind of neglected to tell everyone is that we plan on doing the podcast through Twitch, uh, so people can interact with us and discuss it. Obviously, we're starting it out. We're not going to really get a big fan base, but we're hoping that we do through YouTube and other sources. Um, so if you want to know right now, it's if you're watching the video, you see Jag the Nerd. That's the name that we're using for Twitch currently, and unless something changes down the line.
One more thing I actually forgot to tell you from reading that Bleacher Report. It seems like uh, NXT is actually filmed by college students. none of the WWE Network people or any of the WWE people in Stanford are filming it.
It doesn't surprise me considering that they film at a university.
Well, yes,
Um,
they do film it at Full Sail, and I guess it's that because of that partnership. So they're getting that real world experience, which is I think is great, and I think those kids or adults, however old they are, I mean, we're as old as them, basically. They're doing a great job.
yeah, they're getting the experience they need. So
Yeah,
NXT helps out in many ways. Um, so let's go ahead and start the, the rival with the first
gotcha.
match, um, which is the I like to call him Kenta still. Kenta versus Tyler Breeze, and I want to say, was this match even worth watching?
Um, yeah, I think it was a good way to start off the show. It, on my blog that I was writing my blog post, I gave it a 6 out of 10. To be honest, this is like the first or second match I've seen of Hideo because I only watched like the NXT takeovers, and uh, I didn't realize it's the first time, but I really liked Hideo's entrance music, which is awesome. I love that Japanese feel with the metal, and and this is actually the first time I've seen Tyler Breeze because I didn't watch the previous takeovers, just the last one really. I started
Um,
watching. I watched everything in between that, but Tyler Breeze wasn't around still. But that selfie stick was pimped out to the goddamn max. If I see anyone ever in Vegas with that selfie stick like that, I'm gonna slap them and say, no, no, not at all.
um,
Please, don't ever do that, you son of a bitch.
man,
Like, um, but the match I thought was good. I think they have good chemistry in the ring. The crowd seemed kind of split, which is very interesting. Because the chicks or the females, I should say, sorry, were
mm,
actually going Tyler Breeze, while the dudes were saying Hideo. If
mm,
you didn't hear that in the crowd reaction,
um,
interesting. And it, oh,
no, go ahead.
you know what I'm saying?
No,
Oh
go
no,
ahead.
and I thought that was really interesting seeing the crowd split like that because you never really see that in WWE main show. I mean, you see that in regards to the smarks in the crowd being Cena sucks, and the little kids going, "Let's go Cena!" You
Mm.
know. So it was just a very different dynamic seeing the females cheering for Tyler Breeze, Prince Pretty, I should say.
I wanna you'll see in a second. Well, as we're talking, I'm gonna
Mm.
add a picture. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. Uh, I
Oh,
don't know how quick it's gonna come up, but
I see the picture.
you do?
I know I do. Is it the one where he's grabbing his nuts and the?
No, no, no. You probably see it now.
No, not that one.
I
Hold
met
on, wait.
Tyler Breeze before. He's actually a
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool guy.
he
Um,
seems like a cool guy. He's like 23 years old, 24 years old. He's like really early 20s.
yeah, in that picture, I'm grabbing his ass.
Oh, really?
That's why he's
I'm
doing that
waiting for this
face.
picture. Did he
uh,
tell you to grab his ass?
that's the only way you can make the
Was he
face.
was he like the face?
um, so yeah, it was fun meeting him and stuff like that. But was it worth watching? I don't think so. I wasn't really into it. I probably my second to least match I was into for the whole night. And the reason why
Hmm.
is because it wasn't enough story behind it. Um, there really wasn't a big motive. Uh, Pretty much the ones that had big stories had an intro. They showed no
Yeah.
video and stuff like that. This wasn't that great. I mean, it was too soon. I think they just put in
Well,
there.
yes.
I think the reason
Agree.
why they had the match is because they're both great wrestlers, and they had to have them in the event to show off their skills.
Yeah.
And I think that was the reason behind it. But
Well, Hideo's still green too. I mean, him and Finn or Prince, they've only been here for 6 months in the NXT, area. So I think also he's not really comfortable fully yet, but you see the flashes of him being comfortable in the ring at NXT.
um, I guess so. I mean, they're definitely getting there. But Tyler Breeze was getting to be the top guy before. they showed up, and
Mhm.
it kind of hurt Tyler Breeze a little bit because he was like in a number one contenders match. He was like performing great. Even during this match, he performed good. He's a good wrestler, and
Yeah, he
uh,
is a good wrestler. I don't say he's not a good wrestler. I think he's a really good wrestler. I I honestly think they have good history. To be honest, I
but
think nice match together. It was a solid match at least. And also, I really like the best spot in the whole match probably was the big four leg lock on the outside of the turnbuckle.
oh, hmm. uh, my next question was what came out
Mhm.
of this match? Like, well, what do you think is the purpose of it? Obviously, Kenta won. Uh, the only thing that actually interests me in this whole match was that he almost hit the GTS
Oh yeah,
that they
yes,
keep hinting
yes.
on. Uh, one of these days they'll actually do it.
Did he do that at the last NXT or no? He almost
No,
did.
the last one though.
Okay.
That was the first time we saw him attempt it. Was the last
Oh,
time.
gotcha.
And the crowd really jumped behind it when he first attempted it, and everyone went
Mhm.
nuts. It was against the Ascension, and
Oh yes, yes.
yeah, and yeah, the crowd got really behind it. But now they're just teasing everybody. This is the third
Yeah.
time I think he attempted it.
Well,
So
it technically is his move.
yeah, it was.
So
um so back to my question, like what came out of his match? I mean, it's you put this in your main like pretty much event. Well, not the main event, but it's like the you know what I mean. Like this event is the big one. Why
mhm.
why have this match?
I think for more of the purposes, John, just to get the crowd because they're both good workers. I think it would just get the crowd fired up for the rest of the night. You know, and get the crowd like not how the dark matches would get the crowd amped before the show or whatever. I think they had the first kickoff match, like how Luke Harper and Ziggler was at it. That was a great showing. They're both good workers. I think they put the first 10 minutes of the show. I think was two good workers just trying to make the crowd get the crowd into the show. Invested. That's how I see what they want to get that match. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna go any further. Maybe one more rubber match or a third match with these guys, and that's it. I think on to a new a rivalry from each of them.
Okay. Um so I mean, you mentioned a lot of like different superstars who were you know great as who they are, but you think this match could have booked better?
No, I can't think of how to book it better actually.
Okay. Um, I
Would you could you book this better actually? Do you have any ideas of how you would book it better?
um, yeah, it definitely could have been booked better. I think the problem was that it didn't give enough time to build up. I think this match could have been
Mm-hmm.
better, where with better promos. I mean, you pretty much he the whole story of it was that Tyler Breeze screwed what do you call it, Kenta, the number one contenders match pretty much, and they made a match out of it. They said they wanted to fight each other. That was it, and it was just so quick. And I think that if it built up to this event and had them maybe screw each other over a couple of times during different matches or had better promos, I think a lot of people would be more behind it, and that didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, that I guess that's why it was the first match. You know,
Yeah,
it just
yeah, yeah.
the best thing was people were glad to see them and got to see them wrestle, and that's pretty much what you want to do when you go to a wrestling match is see them wrestle.
Mm.
But sometimes the storyline is the key too. It makes it a better connection to the match, better feeling.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so uh, next we have the uh, was it Baron and Bull, the no
Oh
DQ
yes.
match. Uh, I have one main question. I mean, I have three questions, but my main one
Yeah.
is: was it really a no DQ match? I feel like that
And
wasn't utilized.
did they not use any, like, did they use any weapons?
No, it was a it was
Oh,
attempted, but it didn't happen.
can I say something too? Whenever I hear Bull Dempsey's entrance and it says Bull, 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 I just want to say bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And I'm not knocking the guy or anything like that. I just think of bullshit whenever I hear his entrance.
Hey, we got someone watching us.
Yeah.
Um,
No, thank you. No chairs, no tables, no nothing, right? Yes, exactly.
yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was a really no key. I don't think so. And I mean, and it didn't really have a point to it because like they built this up so much. Like these guys were both undefeated. Then they
Yeah.
uh, then they saved their match for a recorded show, and everyone knew who
Uh-huh.
won. It, I mean, they had this tournament, and I think this is. I think this would have been better for the tournament match, like
Mm.
live, and and it had a purpose behind it. Because after the tournament match, that was it. You knew who was the better man, and it was the same thing that happened here. It was basically the same outcome. Um,
Yeah.
so obviously NXT is behind Baron because he's the one who's winning in this rivalry. So where is
Hmm.
he going to be going with NXT?
Well, in a general sense, I mean, I think Baron Corbin from day one that I've seen him to now, because I did watch a few episodes earlier and stuff, that he's gotten tremendously better. He's still, green as they call it, and I think in 4 years Corbin's gonna be on the main roster, in the world champ position or a world champ,
But
and it was
okay,
actually refreshing to see Corbin get beat up. To be honest, because he's been fighting jobbers or low card guys, and he's been made untouchable, and it was nice to see him work longer and get beyond not be on the offense the whole time. You know what I mean?
okay, but you were talking about how he got beat up and everything. But what can
Mhm.
he actually do? All you've seen him do is pretty much a few moves and his finisher. So
Well,
what
yeah.
is he able to do? Is he does he have the endurance? Does he actually have the wrestling skills? Can he perform? Can he
Well,
lead a match?
I agree with the person Shogun. Tush, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Seeing him do that spine bust was awesome. And well, let's say he's not really that, but I think he's going to be a match. And yes, he has a very select move set right now, but I think in time he's just going to get better and better. And he impressed me more in this match than he has in recent matches with, when they count 1, 2, 3, 4, and the whole fucking counting thing what they do in the show. So
Well,
yeah, am I missing out?
um,
All right.
I mean, I think the whole 1-2 thing was something for
Yeah.
the crowd that they were
Yeah. Well,
going
yes.
behind. But then once that ended, they had to move him somewhere. And I guess they really didn't
Yeah.
want to see the Bull and Baron to go for so long. So hopefully this was the end of the feud and Baron gets into something else. And maybe we can actually see what kind of wrestler he is. If he's a
Yeah.
technical
No, I agree.
wrestler or is he just going to be a powerhouse? I mean, that's what I want to see. I want to see what he can do.
I don't think he's gonna be a technician. Like he's not gonna be like a Bret Hart or Daniel Bryan. I think he's gonna be more of a Diesel, maybe. But if he works or Roman Reigns, uh, he's yeah, he's, I don't know. Like you said, he's gonna be like over time. So that's really what the thing is about.
Um,
Really, we can't judge him for today, but we can't judge him in the future.
I
Because
know
what
we
without
can't judge him by the future, and only story will tell where what kind of top wrestler he is. So
yeah.
uh, we'll see. I mean, he might surprise us. So after, I mean, I'm done with this match. Are you done?
Mhm. Yeah, I'm done with this match.
Okay.
Is there any way you would book it differently besides tables?
Uh, I mean, I was hoping that they actually uh use a lot of weapons and stuff like that because
Yeah.
they build them so much as tough wrestlers that they were undefeated, that they even during a match, if you're listening to the commentary, they're like, oh, what's his name? Bull was like a back street guy, an alleyway.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
they're really like beefing them up even during a match, and I'm just like, all right, let's see where this goes. Maybe they'll get some like creative skills and do something crazy. Like maybe we'll see that
Like a
finisher
swanton
move.
bomb.
Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, I think that the no DQ match was what killed it. And I mean, if they would have said it was a normal match, people would have been more probably less interested in because they already saw the match as a no DQ as a DQ match. So when they said no DQ, everyone wanted to see what they can do, and obviously
hmm
nothing because they didn't do anything. Um,
in the sense of a no DQ match, that's a very poor no DQ match.
yeah, that was shit, and I'm surprised. I mean,
That,
I'm really
yeah, yeah,
surprised because of their last event that NXT had. They topped everything. Every match was good, and
yeah.
it wasn't the same this time, and that's not good. That's they went downhill somewhere.
Now,
Um,
I want to point this out, by the way. Uh, we're two matches in already, but there's a common theme so far on this full night, and that is the heels dominate all night, and then into that comeback
well, I think the thing
in those
is,
first two matches.
I the key is rival, and that's what there was,
Good.
and that was the main focus of the whole of every match. And I didn't see the rival in Breeze and Kenta. Baron and Bull obviously had one. So our next match is Wesley and Buddy versus the Lucha Dragons, and I don't. I mean, are they rivals?
Uh,
Maybe, not much.
I don't even know who Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake was
Right.
until
I mean that
today.
they came out of nowhere. I
But
mean,
and actually until last week, I think I watched NXT and they were on NXT and that's when they won uh the tag titles. And yeah, I the thing about the Lucha Dragons versus Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake is
mm,
that okay, the Lucha Dragons deserve the rematch because if you lose the titles you get the rematch. That's basically usually how it works. But to be honest, Kalisto and Sin Cara, they should just be going to the main roster already. They the main roster needs um the tag teams. I think more or less now are kind of thin because we're always seeing the Usos. And I think I would rather see Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake, who have a great entrance, by the way. I like the music and their fucking video card, or, their graphics and stuff. That's pretty cool. But I think
mm,
most likely after WrestleMania, we're going to see the Lucha Dragons, though, because I think this might be their last takeover.
okay. The questions I have though is that you kind of answered one, which was it a good tag team match? Um, for me, was it a good tag team match? Oh good, Johnny. You had your mouth wide open.
Uh, yeah, I think Murphy and Blake are a good tag team. To be honest, I mean it's nice seeing them, but I would rather see them like fight the Ball Villains. To be honest, or Enzo and Big Cass because I love Enzo.
You know how much I like Enzo.
So
But
I walk around work and I'm like, my name is Enzo Amore, and I'm a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that.
I mean, he lives in North Jersey. I mean, I haven't been able to see him yet, like to meet up with him. But he takes
Yeah.
pictures of people and stuff like that. When he's not doing NXT, he's home, and it's pretty
Oh
cool. I
yeah,
mean,
that's cool.
um, yeah. I mean, there's people like when I go see PWS events, there's people
Mhm.
who've met him before and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. And I hope one day I get to meet Enzo. Um, Now was it a good tag team match? I think it was not the greatest tag team match. Um,
Hmm.
Lucha Dragons is the ones who carry that match with their creative style of being a tag team.
This is why I disagree with you. I think Blake and Murphy actually carry the match just as much as the Lucha Dragons.
I don't think so because I think Lucha Dragons uh just have a faster pace and they couldn't keep up with it. I mean, there's so many times when Sin Cara stopped, and that was a problem. That match, that pace, if should not stop.
Hold on. Right there, that's where you're wrong. Sin Cara always stops, no matter what. Sin Cara, Sin Cara is not the best. Sin Cara is Huncho, I think, or Huncho, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken. Now,
yeah.
like they bombed on the first Sin Cara, and now they bring the new Sin Cara, who's Huncho, and I've seen him miss a lot of spots. Okay, so I think it wasn't. I think the thing was that Murphy and Blake were trying to slow down the match to their speed and their liking of how they like to um, wrestle.
Maybe it's the mask. Like, look at the image I put up. Sin
Yeah,
Cara's can't
it is the
see.
mask.
He
It's
can't
like
see.
Spider-Man.
There's
The
no
Amazing
eyes.
Spider-Man.
He can't see.
Yeah, it's like the Amazing Spider-Man. He's
Um,
blind. He's
um, did the Lucha Dragons deserve to lose?
yes.
Um, I think so because I feel like they um either gonna build them up again
Mm-hmm.
or they're gonna do singles matches because you see Sin Cara on the main roster again. So maybe what's his face? What's the other one's name? Uh
Kalisto?
yeah, he might do singles NXT or something. They might, just part. But who knows?
I don't think so. I think they're bringing them both up to the main roster, and because they need that. Um, what do you call it? Oh my God, what I can't think of the word. All right, it's not important then. But yeah, they
Okay.
need tag teams in the main roster. Like I said, they're low.
Um okay. So that this was my least favorite match of all night.
Okay.
Um
All right.
okay.
I agree, actually, because I really didn't watch it that much. I was kind of bored.
Yeah. One because I didn't know who Wesley and Budley really was, besides them having a pretty cool entrance music. Um,
Yes.
the Lucha Dragons I've known, so I knew who they were.
Mhm.
I was kind of behind them, even though no, they're not my favorite. Uh, so least favorite match of the night is goes to this match.
I have a question for you,
Yeah.
sir. Would um would you rather see Lucha Dragons versus the Villains if the Villains had the title instead of Murphy and Wesley Snipes?
Um, not really. I think if um Enzo Mari and Cassie, if they went against them, I think that would be more entertaining, only because uh of the style. Because
Hmm.
the Lucha Dragons, they're not talking. They're not really pumping up the crowd. They're just trying to do tricks and everything like that. Enzo and Cassie, they're gonna get the crowd behind them, and it's gonna be good. I mean, it's gonna be more entertaining and more excitement, and that's what you need is the energy in the room. If you can't build the energy, you're not gonna have a good match.
Yeah, and
Um,
I
yeah.
yeah I think yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah,
That I mean, they could have. Well, that's the thing though. If when they first won the tag team titles, they had that energy. Everyone did the lucha
yeah.
chant, lucha, lucha,
Yeah, no
lucha,
one did the
and no one did it.
I feel like that's a gimmick though. I think that's just not well. Yeah, it's
Everything's a
obviously a gimmick.
gimmick. They're all
Yeah, I know
gimmicks.
everything's a gimmick. I didn't mean it like that. I meant like it's just it was a fad. That's what I meant. It was like Fandango. You know how everyone Fandangoed for the first six
But
months and they stopped
but
cha cha
I
chaing.
guarantee. I keep hitting this mic. I guarantee if they would have started doing the chant like with their fingers going lucha, lucha, just to pump up the crowd, everyone would have got behind them. But they didn't do it, and I just don't know why. Um, moving on. The next match we
Hmm.
have is the Neville and Baylor match. Um, my first question is, what do you think of Baylor's war paint? Should have should he have done something different this time
I
around?
actually wrote that in my blog. I think he should have did something different. But I was cool. I'm cool with him doing the same thing, but I would love to see something different because I'm like, all right, we already saw Carnage, and I've seen your other shit online where you were Bane, you were the Joker, there's like a few other things I saw. Like it was really cool stuff. I'm like, just be someone else next time. Like you're Carnage again, man.
Yeah, the only
No,
addition was I think the tongue. I don't think he had the tongue last time.
yeah, I think it was this time it was open mouth. Last time it was closed mouth. If I'm not mistaken. But
No, it was
yeah, I
open for
really like.
both. Was it?
Oh, it was okay. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely was because I remember him tilting his head back and it was like all teeth and everything. I just don't remember the tongue.
Uh,
Uh, Now, do you think that the hype was as good as everyone says it is for this match?
it was more of a it wasn't a flashy match until the end. It was more of a let's get technical, let's slow it down, let's show people that we're not just flashes of high spots. It was more of a let's be strategic, I think, match. You know what I'm saying? It was more of like a Bret Hart technical match, but not really the Bret Hart sense. It was just in a general sense.
I
It was
feel
more of a
like
match.
I feel like the match was more of a Baylor's favorite match. Like he was in like he was meant to look strong and
Mhm.
dominant and and I think that was the goal of it because Adrian Neville I feel like could do a lot more for what he did, but he didn't. Um,
Yeah.
like it was all Baylor. Baylor was performing everything. You really didn't see too much creativity from Neville.
And you know what too? I say, hold on, I'm trying to look at my notes from my blog that I was writing. You know, too, this could be the last time we see Adrian Neville on NXT, to be honest. Like on a takeover event, maybe because he's about to go to the main roster, I think, and I would love to see him actually on the main roster because he deserves to be on the main roster. And I really hope they don't put that Mighty Mouse gimmick on him.
Uh, I'm not sure if they can go with that. I mean, that was all talk. But the what was it? Any changes won't happen until after WrestleMania. So don't
Yes.
expect it too soon. So what
Well,
I
I
think,
think the next
mm,
NXT thing is after it's probably gonna be around WrestleMania time or after WrestleMania. But I think if there's next NXT Takeover event, he's not gonna be on it. He's gonna be at the main roster.
um, okay. Now I think Sami Zayn will be on the main roster before him, and I think that's gonna happen
Oh
at
yeah,
Raw.
totally.
The Raw after
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Um, Neville, I think they're gonna do the recordings with him, and he's gonna stay there for a little bit longer than expected. Sami Zayn, what's next? Uh, as I say it was, what is your favorite parts about this match? Because there were so many good
Okay,
things that happened.
there are some good stuff. The first holy shit moment of the night, actually. I don't know if anyone noticed this, but the first holy shit moment of the night Neville was the stalking of Neville from Baylor that leads to the dropkick and a beauty, I might add. And then that stomp from the top rope was a nice spot. You know, the one with the back of the neck that
Yep, his
Baylor hit off the
finisher.
top rope. But that wasn't like that was a modified curb stomp, more or less. His finisher.
I guess so.
I'm not talking about the finisher. Yeah, that was really cool. And that was like a fucking hurt too. And then you got the first. This is awesome of the night.
Right.
And on top of that, the leg kick, the super kick, was a really awesome sequence.
Hmm.
And then that corkscrew flip top rope was awesome too. And then you got your first chance of the night.
Okay. Um, I would say my favorite two parts of the match, what you mentioned, was that
Mm-hmm.
the drop kick outside that caused the barrier to um dismember backwards. Um, the reason why that's part of my highlight is because I don't think that was supposed to happen as
Wait,
intended.
which one again?
Where he drop kicked outside and he went, Neville went flying
Oh
to
yeah,
the barricade. Um,
yes.
and then Then you talked about the modified curb stop, which was the
Yeah.
his finisher on the back of the head of Neville. Uh, reason why I enjoy that part so much is because that is very dangerous what they did, but it was
Mhm.
so perfectly set and timed where it
Mhm.
didn't look like a screw up at all. Where
Yeah.
I mean, they had to practice that so much,
Yeah. Yeah.
timing and everything, because that's difficult to do to perform that. Um, so yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I think this was a pretty good match. Um, the
Oh, and there's actually one more spot, actually one more sequence
mhm.
of stuff that was awesome. I mean, Kush said it too, which I was gonna say the knees in a small package, but the second "This is awesome" chant starts when or before when Balor's on top rope and he gets the insecurity from Neville, and then the red arrow is one of the coolest finishing moves I've seen in a long time. And when Neville got kicked in the stomach, or not kicked, yeah, he got the knees to the stomach and then into the small package. I thought that was at the end right there, but I couldn't believe he kicked out actually.
Mm,
That was whoa. And then I'm like, okay, this match is gonna go on for 5 more minutes. I thought, but it ended right after that technically.
right. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a good match, and that's the kind of that's the kind of matches that they should have. The other ones should have been like where
Yeah.
they try to do daring things, and I think that's why after this match, it got me fully interested back in NXT because the first three
Mm-hmm.
matches really really killed my mood, and I was really upset over it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nice how they got those matches out of the way. And like they did those first,
Yeah.
because if that was like a mix around match, I just would have been so upset. So um, so Neville and Baylor wins, and he is now the number one contender. Uh, we can talk about that later. Um,
Mm-hmm.
about what we think that will turn into be. The next one we have is what's going on here? Okay, is our Divas, or I'm sorry, women's match, NXT women's match, which is
Yes.
Charlotte, Bailey, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks.
Yes.
Um, do you think these females perform better than the males in NXT?
Um, no, but I think they perform a hell of a lot better than the Divas on the main roster.
Uh, right. I mean, that's something I can digress all the time. Is that look at the song "Womanizer" from Britney Spears?
Mm.
That's basically what
Yeah.
WWE does. You take someone as a great diva or a great woman, female wrestler from NXT, and
Yeah.
it just destroys her on the main roster. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah.
can never stress enough that they destroyed Paige. Paige was amazing at NXT. Every time I watch her and Emma go at it, it was
Mm.
so great. The first NXT like arrival was with Paige and Emma, and I said
Yeah.
to my wife, I said, this was an amazing match. You don't see this at all on a WWE roster. This is what I can get behind, and I love to see the NXT women wrestlers, or any women wrestlers, go just as hard as the male does, and this is just another match that proves my point. You have Charlotte, who is she's born a wrestler, but she she has got more of my respect now. When I first saw her, I didn't really
Mm.
like her that much. But from her last match and this match, she's actually a lot better than I thought she was.
She's a good wrestler. Yeah.
She is.
She's Ric Flair's daughter. Obviously, she has to be good. Hopefully, it's a legacy. And on how? Do you know if you watch the WrestleMania, that WWE 24/7 side note real quick?
Yeah.
She was actually one of the people, the three females on Triple H's Shao
Yeah,
Kahn type.
it was Charlotte,
Yeah.
Sasha Banks, and Alyssa Bliss was the three
Who's
girls.
Alyssa Bliss, by the way? Is Alyssa Bliss
Uh
around anymore?
she's on the roster, but she's not used as much. There's a lot of people on the roster that's not used. So
Mm.
there's a lot of people that you'll be surprised. You see them during the tapings pretty much, not during the live
Yeah.
events. But what I was saying was you got Charlotte, you got Bailey. Bailey is a catch 22 for me because um
Bailey's the Daniel Bryan of.
yeah, I may. Yeah, you keep talking. Let me finish. um Bailey is killing me because she is so much more than what she thinks she is. And but she needs to get rid of that gimmick. That gimmick is burying her. She can't be taken serious. She comes out and is this flavorful tube men that rise from the stage or below the stage, and she comes in with a freaking like a macho man outfit in a way, and then she doesn't really like. She's just not serious. Like she's good at her matches, but she's not serious. And then you got Becky Lynch, who I don't even think that um should be even involved in this match. Like she's not like she's still work in progress, but she's
Mhm.
not she just I don't see why she was a part of it. It's just a fill in, I guess. And then Banks, um she I've been looking forward to seeing her wrestle more. Every time I see her in a match, I definitely want to see her matches. I want to watch the entirety of it. Um, Her previous match with Charlotte was awesome. Uh,
Mhm.
her creativity, her passion, or charisma, everything works great with her. And another thing I like about her is that she actually is not like her personality. If you follow her on Instagram, you'll learn that she's kind of like a nerd. Like she's into like Zelda, she's into like all this other shit. You'll see pictures of her, the things that she gets, and she's not at all like the character she is. And that's why she probably does it so well, because she's being someone she's not. And
Mhm.
I think that all four of them did great at their match, and I don't think it could have been any better. I mean, could you think they've done more?
No, I thought it was. I think I I think probably one of the best diva matches I've seen in like the last 2 years, probably. Not gonna
Mm,
lie. Um, Bailey is the Daniel Bryan of NXT, I think, because she's not getting her fair shot, and she's a good wrestler. I really like her, and you're right, the gimmick is holding her down, but at the same time, um, she's so nice. And those wacky inflatable flailing arm people, huh?
mm,
Huh? Huh? Yeah, that's what I think about that. I mean, really, the highlight spot for me was that the Charlotte with, I think was it Becky Lynch that was like caught around Charlotte's hips, and then Bailey went for the code breaker on her, or was that Sasha?
um, I'm sorry, who did the code breaker?
Yeah, like she like
I think
Sasha was.
It was Sasha Banks and I think Becky Lynch. Oh no, I'm sorry. I think it was Bailey and Sasha.
Yeah, it was Charlotte holding Sasha, and then Becky gave the code breaker to her, I think.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, and that was really cool. And who had that really? Where was that thing? Real quick, looking for something real quick. Oh, did Becky Lynch go to Brock Lesnar's school of German suplexes because that German suplex was on fleek,
She was
like for real,
she was
for
good on
real.
that stuff. And I think that's the only thing she's pretty known for during this match now. But she didn't really do that
Yeah.
much. Nothing really crazy. I don't think.
Well, yeah,
She just
I
took a lot of
agree.
bumps. Uh,
Mm.
Um, I mean, was she needed during the match? I guess so. I guess she was needed. It just, I just knew she wasn't gonna be victorious. Is my next question though
Mm.
is Banks ready to be a champion?
Um, I would say maybe. Uh, I just know that Charlotte's probably gonna be going up also after WrestleMania or before WrestleMania. I don't know yet. I know she was on SmackDown or Raw recently, but she got squashed. So
Mm,
I think I think this actually might be Charlotte's last takeover then. I'm gonna keep saying that, like with her, Zayn, and Neville. I think these might be their last takeover event, so that's why I'm about. So that's
Oh,
why I think they gave it back because I guess she did earn it in their eyes. I'm guessing. Um, I don't watch the NXT fight as much as I should. I feel like. So I can't really be like, oh, she did deserve it, and maybe she's not, she might not hold it till if she holds it, she'll hold it to March. Well, the end of March, I should say. Sorry, it's almost the end of
um,
February, so we're almost into March. And I think Bailey's gonna get it though, but at the next NXT takeover, if anything.
um, I don't know if there's a couple things that I kind of do disagree on, and
Mm-hmm.
you you're saying that I can't remember. You're just saying like you mentioned the male wrestlers again, where like people who are not going to be there for much longer and get
Yeah.
pushed up. I don't think that's going to happen only because if they get pushed up, who do they have to hold NXT? So right now, there's still a lot of wrestling or a lot of matches that have to happen before they actually push them. Yeah, they got Baylor. Yeah, they got Kenta. Yeah, they got Owens, and they got Sami Zayn. They got Neville. They got Tyler Breeze, and they got who else? I mean Baron Corbin, I guess, and Bull is the ones they're pushing
Mm-hmm.
right now. I mean, who's going to be next in line? Is it going to be um, what are they called?
Mojo Rawley,
Mojo Rawley. I mean,
Mojo,
Enzo and those guys. I mean,
Enzo and Big Cash.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. I mean, because it's not happening now. I mean, if that was the case, they would have been more involved in these matches. They weren't in the past two events that were live. So I
Well,
think
I mean, look at they're doing I mean, if you look at it real quick, we'll just talk about this match and Adrian Neville and Finn Balor. Charlie was doing the job by going over,
okay.
uh, uh, by making Becky Lynch go over. So was Adrian Neville. So I think it's just a matter of time. It's gonna be soon. It's either gonna be before WrestleMania or the show after WrestleMania. There's gonna be some call ups to the main roster from Neville, Zayn, and Charlotte.
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
strong. It's been meaning for a month. They've been doing a lot more house shows. They've been doing a lot more main events and superstar shows. And
I
usually you're not gonna be doing those unless you're
you got to understand something. I
gonna
mean,
be close to.
there's more to it, and I mean, I know a lot of people are. I mean, they look at the house shows and say, "Oh, they're doing house shows." Every you got to understand, WWE they do two house shows like in one night. These guys are doing
Yeah.
fillings, and and if there's any person that I strongly believe that will be pushed after WrestleMania will be Sami Zayn. And the reason why is because Sami Zayn has the biggest passion and the biggest charisma that can go on the main roster right now. Neville doesn't have mic skills. He really doesn't. All he has is his his technical skills as a wrestler.
Mhm.
Um, but he's not gonna be a main attraction right off the start. And
Mhm.
you know, I mean
Well, I'm gonna push
Charlotte.
Kevin Owens like straight.
But no. Anyways, do I think Becky is ready to be Becky? Sorry, Banks is ready to be a champion. I oh my god, I say I think she is, and I think she's gonna be better than Charlotte is. Charlotte, the problem with Charlotte is that she had her father behind her, and I feel like she was given the champion because of that reason. Now that Banks has it, I think now we got a better champion. That I feel like that's well deserved.
I disagree. I think Charlotte's a really good wrestler. I've seen some of her stuff online, and actually, she's she's really good. I mean, just because she's Ric Flair's daughter, yeah, there's that stigma where oh, you're so and so's daughter, your legs are gonna get pushed. But I think she's a good wrestler. I mean, I think she has she's gonna have great matches, and she's working with some good talent too. So we'll see what happens when she does get called
I
up.
strongly
When
do
when
think that it's because of that. Because you didn't start seeing Ric Flair until she was ready to win that championship. And it was this whole big thing. Like, he was crying for his daughter. He's like, oh, she's a champion, all this shit. It was just this whole thing. And I strongly think it's because of Ric Flair. And where's Ric Flair now? He's not around. And look, she doesn't have the championship. Why wasn't
Ric
he
Flair
there?
is one of the most emotional persons in wrestling. Him and Jake Roberts are the most emotional people I've ever seen in wrestling in my whole life. Just throwing it out there.
Okay. Um, what is next for Charlotte? I think is um she's gonna continue the feud with Banks until they're ready to bring her up. She's obviously will be brought up. I don't think she won't be. Is it gonna be soon? No, definitely not. Reason why is because they need female wrestlers like her and Banks. Becky Lynch and Bailey need to step it up, and any other female wrestlers that they have need to step it up because
Mm-hmm.
Becky and Charlotte are the ones that are not afraid to do anything. Look at this four-way match. Who's the two people that jump over the ropes? Banks and Charlotte. They put their
Mm-hmm.
body on the line. Um, Becky's starting to. I mean Becky. I'm sorry. Bailey is starting to do that. Bailey is starting to be more aggressive, and you saw that tonight where she drop kicked like in a corner to somebody. I think it was to Becky, um, which was pretty interesting. I never seen him do that before. So I do think Charlotte will get pushed. Not soon. Uh, any other things you want to talk about? We'll move on.
Who's that sunshine that needs to go down to next?
The
NXT.
Sunshine Girl needs to go down to next. The Sunshine Girl.
That sunshine girl. Who's he talking about? No, no. Oh, Saray? Is that who you're talking
Oh,
about?
maybe
Isn't she on NXT a few
they
times?
recently just brought Emma back down. To be honest,
Yeah.
that's a little embarrassing.
Well, they brought Cesaro down to NXT. They brought a few main guys down to NXT a few times, so I don't think it's embarrassing. Uh, yeah, it's just a hub where it's like, hey, I'm in a slump. Let me go to NXT to get better. That's Curse Axel should still be done.
Dude, you're kind of breaking up. I don't know what you said.
Uh,
All I heard
I
was Curtis
think
Axel.
that's where Cursed Axel should be still on NXT to get better. He shouldn't be
Um,
on that main roster
I
still.
don't think Curtis Axel was bad. I actually don't. I think the problem was that they they're not using him correctly. And that's the issue because you saw him when he first came into WWE. It was a big announcement from Paul Heyman because everyone's like, "Oh, who's the third Paul Heyman guy?" Or I think at the time, I think CM Punk was still Paul Heyman guy, but he was like the third Paul Heyman guy, and he come out to be Curtis Axel, and they're like, "Oh, it's the prodigy, or what you want to call him,
Oh yeah,
from Mr.
he,
Perfect," and then like he beat Triple H like twice, and then he became the IC champion, and it was a great thing, and I was getting behind him. I figured he would do well, and I know Paul Heyman was carrying him, but he still was doing well. And all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, Brock Lesnar's coming back. This is happening." They're like, "Oh, Curtis Axel, you're gone. You're done, pretty much."
I
Um,
just don't think he's that good. I think that being the generation.
uh, I don't know. All these guys need to give chances, and they don't give that in the WWE roster. WWE roster is all about the big guys. You know, they don't care
Mm-hmm.
about the smaller guys, and because they could do so much more. There's guys on the W roster that can perform. It just they don't get the chance, and
Yeah,
it's terrible.
it's all on WWE. That's really what it is nowadays. It's all talking and no
So
real matches like a Raw.
so let's move on to the main event, which is
All right, let's go.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
All right.
Um, obviously, I got the Kevin Owens shirt on because
Oh,
I'm a big
I
fan.
was gonna guess you did.
I wore that shit today, and Kevin Owens. I was a fan when he was Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor, and I was really happy to hear that he got signed with WWE, and I was really looking forward to it. So when he was first debuted last December, was a big thing for me, and I was really excited for it. And I think he made a big name of himself right from the start, and that was great. And because of that, my question is, who had a bigger reaction tonight, Owens or Sami Zayn?
That's split down the middle because I actually pay attention. I, I kind of pay attention to this one, and that was Sami Zayn fight Owens fight like, back and forth, and there's a lot of I think there's 4 violations, and there's about 3 or 4 fight Owens fight chants at, tonight
Yeah.
actually that main event.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Definitely.
yeah.
Um, do you think that the the feud was rushed?
Um, no, I thought it was a very interesting way of bringing that feud together because it's like, oh, we're friends, and it's like, oh, I really want this title. I just got here. I'm gonna push my way. In
Mm-hmm.
the quote Vince McMahon, Kevin Owens is trying to grab that brass ring right now.
Uh, shouldn't he?
Uh, yeah, he's the new to NXT. He's been there for 2 months. Been there for 2 months, but I think backstage politic wise, I think Zayn. If you said Zayn's gonna be going up soon, I think Zayn knows that he's not gonna be around soon. He's actually going to Dubai. He had to go back to Dubai
Mm-hmm.
for the U.S. the wrestling tour. So it's a perfect way of explaining how he's injured or whatever. But I think Zayn's politicking or probably pushing for Owens to get the shot, I guess. Or I don't really know how like why they put Kevin Owens in the main event and is I don't even know. I
Okay.
don't know. I'm kind of confused on that one.
Um, I
But
don't think it was rushed
but
at all. I think it's,
mm,
I think the purpose of it, and because of the history of between the two,
mm,
I think, like you said, Triple H does the, NXT. He did something that
yeah.
a lot of people was not expecting, and neither was I, and that was to continue that feud. They could have just
Mm,
pretend that feud never happened and start something fresh with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But no, they went ahead and just continued it. They brought it back from the grave, and I think it was amazing. When I saw him betray him right at the end of the last NXT event, I was so happy. I was like, that's like holy shit, like that's awesome. And he did the power bomb to like the side, and I was like, that's even better. Like they allowed him to do that. I figured they wouldn't be able to do any Ring of Honor moves. That was one of his moves. That was his signature move, and that was great.
oh really?
Yeah, he used to
Uh,
power bomb people on the side all the time.
oh shit. Yeah, that's a really dangerous spot too. That looked dangerous when that looked like it hurt like a motherfucker when I saw that. Yeah, that was a. I mean, Kevin Owens is pretty cool. I like him. Too, and the announcers. What I found interesting is the announcers compared Zayn and Owens to Lesnar and Cena in SummerSlam. So I have a rebuttal to you or a question back to you. Do you think that match should be compared to Cena and Owens?
Cena and
I mean,
Owens.
Cena and Lesnar. Sorry, Cena and Lesnar. Do you think the Owens and Zayn should have been compared to the SummerSlam match, the squash match of Lesnar and Cena?
No, not at all. I don't think that match can be compared to any other feuds. Because that feud had more emotional meaning than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
They and they bring that up in the promos is where Kevin Owens is saying like, look, they brought up Sammy first and they didn't bring me up, and now he's a champion and I want what he has, and I'm gonna take it, and
Mm-hmm.
pretty much, and what they did was something great, which was they gave Kevin the go ahead to be who he is as a wrestler. And Sami Zayn continued his character, which is I guess, a ditz in a way, where he makes too many mistakes as a wrestler, and it's done on purpose. And that's the best part about it. It's not like he is actually having bad luck. The bad luck is practiced, and
Yeah.
I think that match was not too soon. I think it was right time to do it. Um, it is definitely the highlight of the year. I think that match was gonna be the best match for NXT. And
Better than Neville and Balor.
what
Better than Balor and better than Balor and Neville. Sorry.
do I? Yeah, of course. I think that the whole match was. You gotta understand something. Uh, when people see Kevin Owens as a wrestler, you don't think this man can do what he did tonight. This like look at his first match last in December. He went against that hippie dude. What's his fucking name?
Oh, uh, no, CJ Parker.
CJ Parker, right? And he he went in there. Second the bell rang. He just clotheslined him. He tossed him around. He was reversing everything. All of a sudden, now CJ Parker's knocked outside the ring. You see Kevin Owens flying over the ring. No one suspected that right from the start of him. They figured he was just going to be a slobber knocker. He's just going to just start punching him and do like
Mm-hmm.
maybe a few suplexes or something. No, he's just like the other guys the other wrestlers. You know, he has technical skills. He has power. He has a lot of things going for him, and that's what makes him so great and why he's so much enjoyment to watch. He has mic skills. He has technical skills. He has powerhouse skills. You don't find that in every wrestler. He's not
Yeah, I
physically
agree.
built either. He's not physically built, and he's doing this. He used to be physically built, but not anymore. He has that gut. He has everything, and he's still able to perform, and that is awesome. The during the match, you got to understand the uh he was he was taking hits for Sami Zayn. Like Sami Zayn jumped over the referee right in the beginning. They hit Kevin Owens. It was obviously planned, but he took it.
Yes, that move is probably like one of the coolest moves I've seen. And that's like is that like a modified neck shoulder breaker type thing? I don't know what you call that, but that's a really great move. Like
When he that finisher he
wow.
has, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
they I understand why they allow that move, but they won't allow his actual finisher from that he's been using for years, which is a power driver, but he actually scoops the person up by their legs. Instead of their legs are going straight up in the
mm.
air, he's actually holding the legs down like them like curled up in a ball basically, and then power drives them. And
Oh, okay.
it's the same. I mean, it's like the same effect, pretty much, because it's putting it on the neck. Um, but the only difference is that the move he's doing now, I feel like, is more dangerous because he's dropping them on the neck, as opposed to when he's holding them as a ball, he has more of a control. Um,
Yeah,
but besides that move, he's been using his Owens bomb, which is the I think it's called a bomb. I'm not sure what he's calling it now. Where
that running senton,
he yeah, yeah,
senton bomb.
right, the running one, yeah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which is he pumps himself up and he gets good speed.
Yeah,
You know, uh,
yeah,
he
two
carried
seventy.
he carried Sami Zayn's moves. I mean, Sami Zayn his signature moves. Sami Zayn wasn't able to do that by himself. That was Owens jumping, saying, "Here,
Mm-hmm.
toss me," and stuff like that. Toss me against the back rope and everything like that.
I think it was a good back and forth, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, I
Sorry
mean
to cut you off.
it had its moments.
Because that's what really pissed me off when the announcers were compared it to Lesnar and Cena too. I'm
Mm.
like, it's like Sami Zayn was taking the initiative in the first like after. I mean, when Owens came out, like, great heel heat by the way in the first like few minutes of the match where he rolls out of the ring. walks the walks to the top of the ramp, goes back to the ring, walks to the top of the ramp again. That was great. I think that really was a nice play on psychology.
Right.
But yeah, I think like yeah, Sami Zayn was taking control of the match in the beginning. Then no one took a lot of control. It was back and forth, and then I'm like, how can you compare this to a SummerSlam, which was a squash? But I also have this other question: did Kevin Owens go to the school of Brock Lesnar? By the way, because he just hit the power bombs after power bombs.
No, he definitely didn't. Um, he the power bomb after power bomb. Well, let's hold off before we talk about that. I want to talk about what's going on in this. Sami Zayn hit the back of his head.
Hmm.
Was that planned or not? Because it kind of didn't look like it was planned.
You mean that
When he did his backflip, he did his
yeah,
backflip,
yeah, yeah.
and he went on
I
his.
think that might have been planned, because he was selling that really well, and the medical staff was not the one guy is actually a referee for WWE.
Mm.
The guy with the black hair, the dark hair.
Well, I mean, I guess you're kind of right because now that I think about it more, is that because I kind of thought about it when I watched it, and they showed the replay again. I kind of had the same thought again, which is
Mhm.
why did Kevin not really catch him on that? Because if you watch it back, he does the backflip, Sami Zayn, and when he hits
Yeah.
the shoulder of Kevin Owens, normally the person falls down with the other person,
Yeah.
because they're being caught. Sami Zayn continued the flip, landed on his feet, and just
Hmm.
landed backwards. So maybe it was planned. Um, uh, but he did hit that metal pretty hard. So I don't think that was meant to hit that hard. But he played off the whole dizzy sequence, and that's what got me to, man, Sami Zayn just gets the bad luck. Like he just can never catch a break. And
Yeah.
and it's always something so stupid, and it's never like a normal thing. It's always something out of the ordinary why he loses a match. And this this match in particular, where his head was bothering him, he couldn't run at first. I mean, he played it pretty well. He really played
Yeah,
the
that was interesting. I thought that was a missed spot for a second, actually, and then I'm like, let's just you selling it really well.
mhm. It's, and then you get the power bombs that just constantly kept happening. He was kicking out and everything like that. Um, the referees were trying to like stop the match. Eventually, they did, and then you got a new winner. And it's pretty ironic because it's
KO wins by KO.
KO, right?
He
Yep,
wins by KO.
a KO. It's
I wrote
his,
that actually.
huh?
I
Yeah,
wrote that. I'm like,
uh,
KO wins by KO.
yeah. I mean, a knockout. I mean, that's pretty interesting that that happened that way. And I mean,
That's a statement.
I'm not like I'm not pleased with it, but I'm not displeased either. So I'm pretty neutral of how it ended.
Hmm.
I'm happy that he did win. It's just that, but I had a question about it. I'm like, what does that mean that that Owens became a champion so quickly? It was pretty much in his second match of NXT. I'm sure they'll bring that up eventually because I don't think anyone has done that at NXT yet.
Hmm.
And my next question, it goes with it, is does WWE have high hopes for him?
I think they do. I mean, if you're gonna give him the belt 2 months in, I think they have really high hopes. I think I think they're gonna have I think he's gonna be in roster sooner than what people think. To be honest,
He's
I don't
not.
think he's gonna be on NXT that long.
I think he is.
You know,
I think he
I don't
is.
know.
I think it's because they need someone like him to carry NXT. They need someone
Yeah,
to have an image.
right there.
They haven't had that yet. And he is a good person to use for NXT to um uh for advertisements, for
Hmm.
um just promos and everything like that. He's gonna be the guy where people want to see, they want to meet, and everything like that. They need someone like that in NXT. Not saying they don't have that kind of people, but they need someone
Mhm.
who's gonna be more appealing like that. Like once he got the belt, I was like, I want to buy that belt now. If when I go to WrestleMania this year, if I have the opportunity to meet him, I mean, I would love to have him sign an NXT belt. You know?
I I disagree with you there. I think the thing is Finn Balor is gonna be the image thing about Kevin Owens in that edge. I think we're gonna do that with Balor instead. I think Owens is gonna be there a year, 10 months to a year, and then he's gonna get pushed to the main roster at Royal Rumble. He's gonna probably be at the next Royal Rumble, and then that's how he's gonna get pushed.
You gotta realize. I mean, yeah. I mean, it could be short term, but I mean, he's definitely not getting pushed anytime soon. But you gotta keep remembering they only get pushed if there's someone there to take the next spot. And like Bo Dallas, they push him. It was Adrian Neville to take the spot. Adrian Neville might get pushed, but it also might be Sami Zayn now, depending who they want to push up
Mm-hmm.
first. Um, I mean, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Kenta, they're the three they're gonna try to keep there for a while. I'm telling you, it's not gonna. You're not gonna see those guys soon.
Well,
Um,
they are the new generation, if I'm not mistaken, as the dubs or the new generation or something.
I, I think another reason why you're gonna see those guys stay there, now that I think about
Mm-hmm.
it, is because they have the experience to train the other roster. They're gonna carry them. They're gonna
Yeah.
show them what they're doing wrong, what they can do better, and they need people like that in NXT right now.
Yeah, and it's that too. I think about it more and more. NXT, this is gonna be the first time NXT is gonna start hitting the road for shows, so they're gonna need, like I said, those people, um, you
Mm,
know, need more faces with faces, and they can't just get pushed quicker. I think in time NXT is gonna be that third brand again, like
mm,
ECW was, but it's gonna be more prominent, and I think I think what's gonna happen long term that maybe
mm.
we might get another invasion angle from NXT long
Yeah.
long term way, like long not like next year, not 2 years, not 3 years. I'm saying like 5 years
Okay.
because I can see that happening because NXT why when that hashtag cancel WWE Network came out, I really recommend. Like I was actually thinking about canceling my subscription. I'm
Mm,
like, oh no, I like watching the old pay-per-views. I like watching NXT. I can't do this shit.
yeah. Um, I no upset over this one. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
happy. I'm happy that Kevin Owens took it home. Um, I was never really a big Sami Zayn fan. Uh, I kind of expressed that today. Um, I think I out of 1 to 10, the rating for this event, I will give it a solid 7.
yeah.
What would you give it?
I agree with you actually. It wasn't as good as the one before TLC, uh, but it was good. It was better than Royal Rumble. I'll give you that. It was better than Royal Rumble.
Um,
Um,
I would give it a better rating if it had better bookings. They had the just the three first matches. It just wasn't as great as it was for the last event. The last event really killed it.
yeah. I actually saw something today that I think they should implement this match somehow into this, but it was an FCW match, and they had about all the whole FCW roster except the champion who was actually at the time Adam Rose, if I'm not mistaken. But what they did is you had 30 seconds to get into the ring, and if you weren't in the ring in 30 seconds, you were out, and then it'd be an overtime elimination battle royal after that. I'd love to see that in NXT actually.
Hmm.
It's a really interesting and unique match to see, especially if it's at the next like takeover event or something.
Well, Uh, I think that really wraps it up for today.
I
Um,
think so too.
the it was a really good segment we did today. Had really good
Mm-hmm.
people talking today in the chat room. Had a few followers that
That's
came through, which is good. Thank you for following,
sweet.
guys. Um, I normally would have a follow button come up, but considering that this is going to be going on YouTube, I didn't really want that to pop up during the stream. But
Mhm.
I did notice that people did follow, so thank you for the follow. The
Thank
YouTube
you.
page is on the bottom. No Rage Films HD. Well, I think will be on, right, Johnny? Is that the
I'm
or
sorry.
is this gonna go on No Rage Films HD?
Uh, yeah, we can discuss where it's gonna go, but that's fine. I don't care where it goes. We maybe should have made a different, a separate YouTube channel for it. Now I think about it.
I
Um,
mean, we got some good people that watch the No Rage Films right now. We still get views on that. So
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I, I think
same.
right now we're gonna
So,
go with the No Rage Films HD
okay,
instead of starting
fun.
fresh. Um,
Yeah.
there's other content as well. If you guys want to watch, the yeah, subscribe to YouTube channel. That'd be great. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
watch our other films. I mean, there's a lot of old stuff that we've done before. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
another another good channel to check out is Food That Kills. Um, yeah, Food That
Starting that back
Kills.
up next week.
Another great name that I started. Just want to throw it out there.
Yes, yes, that is true. Yeah, that
Um,
is true. You did.
people
It
who
would have been
came
a big girl time.
people who came in late. We are in in the middle of naming our podcast. The audio from this podcast will be extracted and put on another source, just in case people don't want to watch this on YouTube. Uh, the the two names that are in
What was that?
question is well, I picked the name should be Tag Me In Podcast, and the reason why is the tag. It's basically saying WWE tag me in to let me express what you should do differently. Well, how can I make this company better? Just tag me in, let me take care of charge. And then you got Johnny's podcast name, which is something I can't even pronounce. So what is it?
Smark ass. I'm actually typing it into the chat right now, and I sent it into the chat. So if you want,
Oh, a
check it out. It's called.
smart ass,
Yeah,
a smart ass.
yeah. It's a
But
play on smart ass.
I play on words. I mean, but how would that even? I don't even see how that would be even a relevant towards wrestling.
Wrestling? A smark. You never heard of a smark?
But how many people actually
Someone
use
who
that? I mean,
a
I
lot of
guess
people use that
tag me
word.
in. You know, I got a nice spiel going on. I got the whole 9 yards. I
Or
can
thing about baby is that hey, the American dream, baby, and they're all smart asses
hmm,
in the world of wrestling. All
uh
smart. For those business of going on things, baby.
I
I'm in
think
May
I
Reed.
mean to make both parties happy, you can always say like, "Oh, it's Johnny the smart ass."
Yeah, I actually go with that too.
uh, refer yourself as that.
I'm just start that now. Thank you.
Um,
I don't really care what we call it. I think no matter what, I'm happy with it. It's just really cool that we're doing this.
but it's all a work in progress. It's the first podcast, and
Yeah.
I think we did a good job. I mean, and please let us know what you think. Leave the comments on the YouTube channel. It's if you're listening
Mm-hmm.
to this and you're not really watching YouTube channel, it's No Reach Films HD on the YouTube. And if you ever want to catch us live, right now we are broadcasting on Twitch TV. The username is Jag the Nerd. Just give it's my personal account, so give me a follow, and you'll receive an email whenever we go live. If I'm not doing the podcast, I'm playing a game. You can come check out what I'm playing and talk to me. We'll have a nice conversation, and we can talk about Johnny. I mean, if we want. Um, it doesn't have to be nice things. It could be bad things. Um,
I will now watch Twitch just to be sure you're not talking about me.
but you guys, this is a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it.
Cool.
I think this can get better. It and please
Mm-hmm.
show the support. Uh, it was a lot of fun watching you guys. Talking to you guys. Uh, and I love watching wrestling. I love talking about it. So,
Yes, yes,
uh,
yes, yes.
that's.
I also started that shit network too.
I just want to share everyone that I'm really not a big Daniel Bryan fan. Um, I do support the guy. I do like his wrestling skills. I just feel like the wrestling fans is burying him, not Triple H. And then the reason why I say that is because um he's not really getting a chance to prove himself. He's getting opportunities from the fans. And I don't think that makes a wrestler. What makes a wrestler is his performance.
All right,
SmackDown tomorrow.
we will try
Well,
to back down tomorrow.
we might
I
be
don't know.
on.
We didn't really discuss
I think we might do another one tomorrow for SmackDown. So, after probably the same time as today.
yeah.
Boo. I'm sorry. I'm just not a Daniel Bryan fan. I'm not, I'm just not into him. It just, I don't like following the people too. I mean, that's what kills me. I don't like liking wrestlers that everyone else likes. I don't want to go to an event and like just have everyone
Believe that.
believe that. Uh, I met Daniel Bryan before. He's a pretty cool guy. I mean, he's a lot of fun to talk to. We were talking about his dog and stuff like that. But this was like 2 years ago when I met him. This is before WrestleMania 30, before he got the big push, and he
Before
has
Daniel Bryan became Jesus Christ.
yeah. Um, I mean, I met a lot of wrestlers, and I got stories with some of them. I got pictures with them and everything like that to just show you like how much fun it was meeting them. This
Mm.
year I'll be meeting two people I've never met before, which is actually Triple H and John Cena. I meet him next
Oh,
month.
tell Triple H I said hello, by the way.
I
Please
will.
give me a handshake and a hug for me.
So
Uh,
yeah, I mean
I
maybe
met Jake the Snake, though. I met Jake the Snake this year,
mm,
actually. That was awesome.
yeah, I've
That
seen
was
him before at
great.
the PWS events. He he's 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 pretty old. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I recommend watching his Resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts, by the way. Um, it's a great documentary, and it actually made me tear up a lot. And I actually saw Jake the Snake Roberts. He's watched the documentary so many times. You think the man would not
Mm.
like would know when parts are coming, and like he wouldn't cry anymore after watching. But this man cried, and it's a beautiful story, and it's sad to see that your heroes fall, but they're still struggling to keep their demons at bay. And it's a great movie. I recommend when it comes out, wherever it comes out, you need to watch the movie.
Okay, I probably will.
So,
Um, all right, so let's wrap it up there. It was a
but
nice ending right there
mm,
to talk about his movie. Um, give him some support, and thanks for listening and watching and chatting with us. Uh, we'll be back again tomorrow probably to do SmackDown, I think, and Johnny be hosting it instead of me doing it.
yes,
Let's just hope that Johnny has a good connection. I can understand his questions.
yeah, I will be on my iMac tomorrow instead of my laptop.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I'll try that. See if
All
that
right.
works.
Thanks for watching,
All right,
guys. Thanks for everyone who's
thank you guys.
followed today, and thanks for people who subbed on YouTube. Appreciate all the support. I hope to see you guys again.
Bye bye.
Bye.